Welcome to the channel. Today we're breaking down what's new in Google Chrome, specifically version 142. Whether you're a developer, a power user, or just curious about the latest improvements, by the end of this video you'll understand exactly what Chrome 142 brings to the table and why it matters for you. Let's jump right in. To get the most accurate rundown, start by heading to developerchrome.com. From there, navigate to the Release Notes section, then search for Chrome 142. This is the best way to find the official source and stay up to date. Think of it like checking the changelog before upgrading your favorite app, with all the critical details in one spot for every platform: Android, Chrome OS, Windows, Mac, and Linux. Chrome 142 introduces several new features and refinements, especially around CSS and UI. Here's a neat change for developers. The Utrars view transition element now uses absolute positioning instead of fixed. If you're managing web app transitions, this adjustment aligns with updated standards. What does this mean in practice? Well, the elements containing block remains consistent, so for most users and developers, the difference is subtle unless you're relying on get-computed-style for fine-tuned layouts. Don't worry if your transitions suddenly look or behave differently. It's just Chrome catching up with new CSS specs. Speaking of transitions, Chrome now provides a document.active view transition property. Previously, tracking a transition's progress required storing a transition object and checking its promises. Now, you can simply reference document active view transition for the current transition, or null when nothing's active. This reduces boilerplate and makes it easier to build smooth, dynamic interfaces, something especially useful for single-page apps or more complex navigation flows. For those working with advanced scrolling behaviors, Chrome adds target before and target after pseudo-classes. Imagine a list with highlighted elements. Now, you can finally target scroll markers that come before or after the current selection. It's like giving your website better memory for where users are within a group. Great for improving navigation or accessibility. CSS container queries are getting a power-up too, with new range syntax support. Style queries and the if function now allow comparison operators like greater than and less than. This means you can tailor styles based on dynamic values, not just exact matches. Imagine adjusting a theme based on brightness or changing layouts when a value crosses a certain threshold. It's flexibility that designers and developers will love. Another practical enhancement is the interest for attribute for buttons and anchors. This makes it easier to build interactive features such as popovers by responding to when a user shows interest, whether hovering, using a hotkey, or tapping on a touch device. Chrome now automates detecting these actions and firing appropriate events. If you've ever built complex menus or modal dialogues, this just made your job simpler. Mobile and desktop Chrome now render select elements more consistently with the size and multiple attributes. If you rely on multi-select lists, you might have noticed odd behaviors across devices. Now, the in-page list box and multi-select pop-up modes are unified so users all get the same experience. No more puzzling over why your drop-down acts differently on a phone versus a laptop. SVG tags also get a boost. You can now use the download attribute, enabling direct downloads from SVG hyperlinks, just like in HTML. This change improves cross-browser compatibility and streamlines how interactive SVGs work. Graphics developers will appreciate updates to WebGPU. Chrome 142 adds the primitive index feature, giving shaders better control over rendering techniques, plus broader support for advanced texture formats. This opens up new possibilities for web-based gaming and visualization. Think smoother, richer visuals without plugins. On the API side, FedCM now displays the source of third-party iframes in its UI, so users can see exactly who they're sharing credentials with. This transparency is important for privacy and user trust. JSON module validation is stricter, matching spec requirements for improved security. The Web Speech API now allows for contextual biasing, which means more accurate voice recognition tailored to your app's unique language or common phrases. Security is always a big focus. Chrome 142 adds a permission prompt for local network access, restricting requests from public sites to your local devices. This helps prevent cross-site request forgery attacks and makes your home network safer. If you've ever worried about what your browser can access on your Wi-Fi, this change should put your mind at ease. Finally, Chrome is tightening specs around pointer events and user activation, making sure features work consistently across browsers and devices. There's also a new origin trial for device-bound session credentials, improving session security by tying them to a device and renewing them with private key checks. That wraps up the highlights for Chrome 142. If you found this run-through helpful, hit that like button. Got questions about a specific feature? Drop them in the comments. I read every one. And don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials, tips, and deep dives on the latest in tech. Thanks for watching.